Today we are going to discuss a very important topic about why successful people are always alone. They leave their beautiful wives or husbands and they just go on with their work. And you ever wondered why this happens? Is this a pattern or something? Well, you should understand this. In India they used to say there is always a woman behind every successful man. Well, it is a saying, but in reality most successful men are either unmarried or their marriage life didn't work out well, so anyway they remain single. So obviously this saying can't be right? So what is the reason? Why is it it is very hard to stay with the successful people as a partner? It is not appropriate only for men, it is also appropriate for successful women. Even they can't live together with their couple, with their pair throughout their life. They always want to be single. They want to try out, that's why they get married, but after few months or years it is they get very sick of their relationship and they just come out of the relationship. And you have to understand this, because nowadays the relationship advisors, they all say that the couples should spend time with each other, they should talk with each other, they should open their heart to each other. But unfortunately this doesn't work, this will never work, because you have to understand there are understand a spiritual secret behind that. Only if you understand that secret, then you can prepare yourself to be a good life partner of that particular successful man or woman. So this is how it works. Just consider this example. If you are in a room studying an academic book, then if you can concentrate, if somebody suddenly enters your room, you can find that your concentration level just decreases very soon. He may not even talk to you, but still you can't concentrate on it. Even somebody is sleeping in your room, even that will disturb your concentration power. So that is why the successful people, they want to stay alone, because their mind works the fastest only when they are alone and they are aware of that. But in this internet era people fall for lust, so successful people, they also fall for lust. But the difference between the ordinary men and the successful men is successful men quickly understands that there is something wrong that disrupts their efficiency level, so they quickly analyze the result, they analyze the reason, so they want to stay alone, that's why they come out of the relationship. There is something you should know, so that you can adjust with the successful man without annoying them. That is, you should understand that these successful people, they have come to this earth very recently, that's why they are so active, because their souls or spirit, they are very active compared to their life partner. Their life partner may be very inactive, their souls may be very inactive. For that you should know this reason. Every soul, when they enter this earth, it will be very active, it will be very powerful. So to understand this, you should know this spiritual knowledge. We are actually the souls that shines like a star in between our eyebrows, and before taking birth on this planet we exist here. This is the soul world. We are there as a point of light without our bodies. Even God exists there. God is also a soul. The only difference between God and us is we take birth. We enter this birth and death cycle. God doesn't. He stays away from this. So this world was heaven in the beginning, and the same earth has turned into hell later. For the this is the 5,000 year time cycle called one kalpa. Whatever happens in one kalpa, that keeps repeating kalpa after kalpa. To understand it very easily, if you are watching this video now, it obviously means you have watched this video 5,000 years before on this very same day, and you will be watching this same video after 5,000 years on this very same day. It is that accurate. So if we were king and queens in heaven, we will become those kings again. So to make us realize this spiritual fact, God comes in the last 100 years of the world, and he gives this knowledge. So after the completion of first 2500 years, this world becomes hell, and after the completion of this hell, again it becomes heaven. So it is more like day and night. It keeps repeating continuously. So God gives this knowledge. So for us to enter hell, there is no need for God. We automatically enter hell because we automatically become old. But the world also becomes old automatically. But to renew this world, to renew our souls, God needs to come. We need God's knowledge to prepare us to enter heaven. God says, while you were in heaven, you were not slaves to the 5 vices called lust, anger, greed, attachment and ego. But here, now in heaven, you have become the slaves of these 5 vices, and you have to conquer these 5 vices, especially the lust. The only way out is to consider yourselves as the soul that controls this body and not as this perishable body. So but the soul as such has no power to accumulate its energy on its own. So for that we have to connect our mind to God, who is also a point of light, and this place is the golden red colored light world called Parandam or Parlog. So we have to remember God as a point of light that shines in the golden red colored sky. That's how we have to remember God. The more we remember God, we will get some kind of nice vibrations right here in between our eyebrows where the soul is exactly located. What happens is the power gets accumulated in soul from the supreme soul, that is the God. So that is what God teaches now. If we take birth, if we accumulate more power in the soul now, then there's a pretty good chance that we will take birth very early in heaven. If we do not accumulate that much power, then it is probable that we will enter this time cycle only in the later period. If we don't accumulate at all, we will enter only the hell. Till then, our souls will rest here. This is where our souls will go after world destruction that takes place every 5,000 years once. The world destruction is obviously happening to renew the world. So there's another law. If a soul start taking birth, it will never go back. It will have to take birth after birth. But not all souls enter at the same time. So if we, for instance, have entered right here, then obviously we souls are very old because we have been taking birth after birth for 5,000 years. But there are certain souls that takes birth only in the last towards the end. in the last 100 or 200 years. So they'd be new, they would have more power than us, and it is those new souls that are very famous and successful, because since they have more power, they would be very active, and they can study nicely, or they can shine very nicely in whatever area they belong to. And that's the main reason these successful people, they can't adjust with their couple, because they might be the old souls. They may not have that power. Since they lack power, they yearn for love. But these new souls, they don't yearn for love, because they feel themselves full all the time, because they are new. So this life partner, to coexist with the successful men or women, they have to increase their soul power, and the only way to do that is to remember God continuously. So far no religion has revealed how God looks like. It is only when God comes in the end, He reveals the fact. Now we know that He is also a point of light. His abode is golden red colored light world, so we have to think of Him as a point of light in the golden red colored sky. And before that, we have to consider ourselves as a point of light also. So we have to consider ourselves as a soul, and we have to connect our mind to the Supreme Soul, which means we have to think of Him as much as possible. The more we think of Him, the more power is going to accumulate in our souls. And this is not enough. You should also listen to God's words. It's available in all Raj Yoga meditation centers across the globe. It's totally free, because it is God, our Father, who Himself teaches through the Raj Yoga meditation centers. So you have to take that knowledge. If you want to know the address of the Raj Yoga meditation centers, please leave WhatsApp message in my WhatsApp number +91 98 946 71743. So we want our life partner to spend more time with us, probably because we want them to give assurance that they love us. We are afraid of losing them. That is why we want them to spend time with us. But think for a second. Do we expect the same thing from our parents? Whether or not they spend time with us, we don't even doubt for a second that they are going to leave us. Why is it that we don't have the same kind of faith on this life partner? It all stems out from the basic misunderstanding. We tend to think that we are nurtured by these parents, this life partner, but in reality they are just the instruments of God. It is God's love that we take from them. It is not their own. So it is our past karma or actions that desire to whom that we are going to take the next birth. It is our past karma or actions that decides who our life partner is going to be. In short, it is our actions that determines our future, and God's duty here is just to teach the karma and its effects, and He teaches us the right karma, the right kind of action that's going to give us only benefits, no loss at all. So that's the only duty of God. He doesn't give you both happiness and sorrow. He gives you he shows you the path to get happiness continuously. It is Saturn that takes you towards the path of sorrow. So whatever one gets from another man, from religious texts, undoubtedly they are all the ways of Saturn. God's way is only one, and he teaches us only through Raja Yoga meditation centers. He enters a human being in the end. He enters an old man and he names him Brahma, and it is this same Brahma who is mentioned as Adam in Bible and Quran. This happens in the end of the world. He gives this knowledge of yoga. Yoga means connecting oneself with God mentally. So we have to imagine God continuously as a point of light. We have to imagine ourselves also as a point of life. I use the word imagine, but it is not actually imagine, because it is what we are. But still, since we don't realize it, we have to imagine it initially, then it's going to become very natural. Anyway, you are not going to see it because it's very tiny point of light. So the more time you spend in remembering God, the more power that's going to be accumulated or saved in our soul, and the more power you get, then you can easily conquer lust, anger, greed, attachment and ego, and as a consequence you will be ever happy, ever peaceful, ever blissful, because that's the significance of being soul conscious. We have to forget that we are this body. We are not this body. We are souls. You have to consider yourself as the soul that operates this body, and we are not this body. Just as a car driver operates a car and he is not the car, similarly we operate this body and we are not this body. We are the soul that operates this body. We have to keep on repeating and reminding it to ourselves continuously. So then we have to remember our Father, the Father of all souls, the God. That God is called God Shiva by Hindus, and Allah by Muslims, and the Heavenly Father by Christians. When our souls get more power, it becomes very active. It doesn't want to be idle as before. So it would also try to do the things that takes your interest. So you will be working on your field of interest and you will shine there, and your partner will be working on his field of interest and he will shine. But you won't expect your partner to spend time with you, and he won't expect you to spend time with you. So it will be very lovable, because he will be proud of your achievement and you will be proud of his achievement, and you are together. You both don't want to spend time with any human being. So obviously you won't be afraid that your life partner is going to leave you, because you know he is already full by himself and you are also feeling full on your own. So you are not dependent on any human being, any perishable human being. Instead, you are connected to God directly, and you can also teach the same technique to your life partner. So since you both are connected directly to God, you will have absolutely no fear either in relationship or in professional things, and also in growing up your kids, because you will likely be connecting your kids to God as well. So you have to spend so much time alone. You need to find a place that's very peaceful. So when you develop love for this peace, then you will obviously don't like to spend time speaking, because speaking is more like killing yourself. It's like committing suicide, because our soul, it uh, just gives up energy. The energy is being lost whenever you speak. The more time you speak, the more energy the soul is going to lose. So you have to spend much time in thinking of God as a point of light, and also you have to keep listening to the knowledge given by God, that is called Murli, that is available both online. You can search for Murli, or you can WhatsApp me in this number so that I can give you the contact address of the Raja Yoga meditation centers in your country, in your area. +91 98 946 71743. Actually, whatever science has come out with, they are actually myth, but it looks as if it is truth, but that's not the truth. Because you can, for instance, ask your grandparents whether they spend so much time with each other. They wouldn't even speak with each other. They wouldn't speak even 1/100th of what we speak with our life partner. So it is the peace they enjoy that makes them live peacefully. But we want to get peace by speaking. How is that possible? So that's Satan's way of making us believing that we can stay at peace if we keep on talking with each other. So that's not going to happen, because that's going to ruin our spiritual life, our spiritual power totally. So we have to keep on thinking of God, and we have to keep on listening to God and nobody else. Okay, thanks for listening so far. So keep sharing to your friends and relatives so that they can live happily, and they can put a full stop to divorce and breakups. And also subscribe to this channel if you haven't yet. So many more good videos of this sort are going to come in the near future. Thanks for watching.